This Road Scholar biking program is based out of Lanesboro, a quaint town of 754 people located in bluff country in southeast Minnesota. We stayed the week in the comfortable modern cottage house inn. Lanesboro is known as the bed and breakfast capital of Minnesota, with over 20 B&Bs in town.
It's such a picturesque town. I have to take
very
pictures.
many pictures.
We ate at 4 different restaurants during the week, and all were wonderful. The 42-mile-long Root River Trail, the connecting 18-mile Harmony-Preston Valley Trail, and a thriving professional theater company all draw many people to this area every year. The first 2 days we biked the Root River Trail east. This took us through the towns of Wayland, Peterson, Rushford, and Houston. The trip to the Eagle Bluff Environmental Learning Center gave us a lovely 4-mile hike through the forest.
Yeah, let's check.
Typically a show at the Commonwealth Theater will rehearse in this room for about 3 weeks, and then we'll move into the theater. We do musicals occasionally. It's not necessarily a real strength of of the theater. We are a professional theater company. We're non-equity, so we're not part of the actors union, but everyone who works for the theater company are paid professionals. There's a core of 13 of us who comprise the resident company. We live here year-round and work for the theater company year-round. And everyone who works for the company has responsibilities related to the business side of the operation of the theater.
That's certainly our goal in our theater, is that any fourth grader should be able to walk in and understand the play. I mean, they are in modern English. It's not like reading Chaucer. He uses a massive vocabulary, and he uses it very specifically.
And he makes up words.
And he makes up plenty of words, yeah. But some of the words that he makes up are words that are common to us. Luggage is the one that I always cite. So luggage, word that Shakespeare makes up. When we say it in the play, we say luggage. The audience immediately knows what it is. Shakespeare's audience would have gone, well, that's not a word. They would have had to figure it out from the context. Oh, I get it. You lug stuff around.
Cell within the jailhouse.
579 people, but they worked for 10 years to get the bike trail extended to Houston. They felt that was extremely important. And so if you work for 10 years to get it here, well, we have to have some reason for people to want to come to this end of the trail. A nature center, because there is no nature center anywhere in Houston County. There's not a nature center anywhere along the trails. This is Alice, the great horned owl. If you're a bird and you damage a joint in your wing with any severity, that's it. You're never going to fly well enough to live in the wild. With all the bandaging and having to be handled so much, she imprinted on humans also. So as far as she's concerned, she's not an owl, she's one of us.
Was I driving it? Don't remember. They just leave them out to some farmer or Amish going to come in and pick them up, and very trusting. Nobody's ever stolen. 1950s, this was the only way to get into Lanesboro coming from. This is, you can go in and make pottery and buy antiques and get something to eat. Hot, thirsty, you can get something to drink. And then the guy's got the little diner here, the old dining car that came from out in the East Coast. They're in kind of vignettes so you can see what the old drugstore looked like and the doctor's office. They've got different displays and genealogy of most everybody that's been in town. Very nice little back up a lake behind there. Originally the river cut right across about where we were driving, went down through the park.
It seems so much easier than going to Houston for me.
Yeah, well, I was in 2 years.
One can say you're off your rocker. Our third ride, we headed west to the town of Fountain. Best part.
Liking it.
One of my favorite sections of the trail. We blasted through this rock.
Mostly what we're given is we're given the words that our character speaks. Our job is to figure out why we say what we say when we say it. Once we understand why we're saying what we're saying, it sort of extends, it follows naturally that it will inform how we say what we say. It's a nice day, isn't it? It's a nice day, isn't it? It's a nice day, isn't it? You know, I mean, you can say things any one of a number of ways. We spend a lot of time making a movie in our head in reverse. You know, we have the words that we're saying, and we're trying to put together all of the images that lead us to say those words.
But each time you go out, just to clean off the rim of the bike, this one isn't particularly dirty, but you can see it on there. That's ground aluminum, basically, maybe a little bit of grit that's been ground up on there, but you can just do that, and if you don't have a bike stand, you can do that by rolling the bike and just holding your finger against the brake pad there to get that stuff off, because it's going to make the braking much better.
I've biked over 200 trails across the country. This is the first time I've ever been on a trail that had a dedicated right turn lane for the bikes, heading off on the Preston Trail. The trail follows Camp Creek to the town of Preston, but The last 6 miles or so to Harmony traverse fields, and that section is quite hilly in spots. And since it's out in the open, it can also be quite windy. Hobos wandered the country using railroad cars, but they were people who worked, independent but self-reliant. They were not tramps or bums. And Harmony honors them with these sculptures. After a delicious meal at the intermission restaurant, we walked through the connecting door into the theater and saw the performance of The Memory of Water. A wonderful Rhodes Scholar program was hosted and led by Terry and Joyce.